Do you have HIV?
Yes, I have.
No. Do you have HIV?
Yeah, I'm HIV positive. I'm taking ARVs. I take them every evening, 8 p.m.
When they told you have HIV,
I broke down because
so you think that the taxi driver who impregnated you
infected me with that. Sorry.
It is well. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, today we have another interview with a lady who is seated right in front of me. The interview is kind of emotional. It's going to be very emotional at some point. And I need you to watch this interview from start to finish. I don't know, but I wish I can show her face, but I'll seek her permission before I show her face. Madam, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Okay, I'm also good. I want you to speak up a little bit for me. Okay. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And
okay, I'm also good. You sent me a message yesterday.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
I don't know. Something happened to me, and I think I've been in the closet for so long. I need to come out and maybe create awareness so that it wouldn't happen to fellow Ghanaians or others.
Something happened to you?
Yeah, somewhere 2020 December. I'd already granted an interview with Kofi TV, but I didn't not go into details, but by then things weren't too good, and the interview didn't last that much for me to say things I'd wanted to say.
So why did you decide to talk to me?
I've been following you for some time now, and after Adipa's interview, I was like, why not? Because if he can be brave enough at 10, then why should I keep myself indoors or keep myself in the closet and let this thing slide? I have to at least muster the courage, and if a 10-year-old boy can do such a thing, or maybe puts his beliefs out there, or what he thinks or feels out there, why not?
Okay. Yesterday you briefed me about what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
I have decided, at least I have a gist of what we are going to talk about. I have decided not to show your face. Are you okay with that?
I don't mind even if you show it, so I'm okay.
You are okay if I put your face out?
Why not? I might be, maybe after this interview, invited to speak at a gathering or maybe in front of an audience, and I can't be hiding my face then. And I know why you don't want to show my face, because of stigmatization and
yes,
all that.
I know people will stigmatize you.
I care less about that now.
You have no problem if someone stigmatizes you.
I care less. That's their problem.
But you have children. For the nature of this interview, you have children who are coming up. And I don't want to put your face on TV or on social media for people to look at you and then stigmatize your children. What do you think?
For them, excuse. Okay.
So you agree I shouldn't put your face on?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So we are going to have this interview. I'm not going to put your face on camera.
Okay.
And for the sake of the children.
No problem. For them, I can do anything. So.
Yes, I know you've been stigmatized for some time now, but First of all, what happened? 2020 December. What happened?
Okay, I'm a caterer.
Okay.
So, and mostly I do small chops, like the nuts, the chips, and grills, specifically. So I had this house party to grill for on the 19th, which was a Saturday.
19th December, 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went and prepped my meat on the Friday, which was the 18th, at Tesano.
Okay.
It was a house party, a send-off party for one guy who was going out. So 19th, I went there, and I started grilling around 4 because they had other things for me to do too. So we closed. They didn't close. I finished with the grill around 12 a.m. That's in the midnight. And I was so tired because I went alone. You know, it was approaching Christmas and I had kids to take care of. So I didn't go with anybody.
How many kids would you have that
3
time?
Earlier, yeah.
Okay.
Before the twins.
Were you married?
No. I was engaged, but things didn't work out.
So the marriage is broken
yeah.
no more. Okay.
It wasn't married. I wouldn't say it was
knocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things didn't work out. So when I was done with the grill, it was so late. I wanted to sleep because I was so tired. So the guy said, "Oh, sleep over." I said, "No, the noise wouldn't make me sleep. So let me just get home." By then I was in Tema. So they dropped me in front of UTV.
They picked you from the venue
from their house.
In front of Peace FM Ship House.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got down and I hailed a taxi. You know, they were going to town to pick something.
Okay.
So they just dropped me and went off. So I got down, I hailed a taxi, and I talked with him, and he was an elderly man. So we priced, and I was cool with it. And
okay. Can you figure the age?
He should be in his early 40s.
Early 40s.
Yeah.
And how old were you then?
I wouldn't want to say my exact age, but I was in my late 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 3 years ago.
Okay.
So we priced, and I was okay with the price because it was very late. You know, they overprice sometimes when it's late. So I sat at the back of the taxi, and maybe some 5-10 minutes into the drive, you know, the breeze and all that. So I remember putting my head on the back, the seat, and that was it. I dozed off.
When you said that was it, I don't get you.
That was it because I woke up at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the exact point where you got to where you fell asleep?
Oh, I can't relate. I'm not too familiar with the Tessanotema route.
Okay.
But I knew very well it was 5-10 minutes into the journey because I was on my phone watching some videos.
Okay.
And I felt sleepy. So I had to stop watching the video. Sleep doesn't come like just like that. It comes bits and pieces. You feel sleepy, you wake up at a point, you go back. So I really went to sleep about, just 10 minutes into the drive. So I didn't know what happened during that sleep. And one thing about sleep I noticed too, for me, when I sleep, the very first maybe 30 minutes or an hour, it's a very deep one.
Okay.
So maybe after that, when you're awake, things change. So I woke up at a clinic the following morning, Missions Clinic to be precise.
Location, where is the location?
At Caprice.
Caprice.
Yes, Missions Clinic.
Okay, because moving from Tesano to Tema, were you using the circle route or you were using the N1? Where did they drop? Is it right in front of UTV or
yes.
Opposite side?
No. I stood right in front of Ship House. You know, a little bit.
There is a bus stop there.
Yeah, there is a bus stop.
Okay.
You know, Ship House, there's a route.
Yes.
When you are in front of Ship House, there's a route on your left side. That's where we came from.
Okay.
So immediately they dropped me at the junction. I hailed the taxi from there. And
you came from where the filling station is?
Is there no, I came from behind Ship House.
Okay, behind.
Yes,
okay.
Behind Ship House.
So they dropped you there.
Yes.
And the taxi, you didn't have the idea whether they were using the N1 or they were going through Circle, the beach route or the motorway.
No, we didn't get there before I dozed off. Like, serious. Now that you said it, I didn't like think of. So
you don't actually know the route because you. I don't know whether you were using the beach route or the N1.
We didn't get there for me to. I don't know the route.
Okay, so the next day, which was a Sunday, right?
Yes, a Sunday.
You woke up at
around 4:35 a.m. at a hospital with cannulas all my hands. So I was like, you know, I was startled. I woke up and I asked a nurse who was around. So she said the lady brought me in around 2:30 a.m. That she found me by the roadside at Alajo.
Alajo.
Yes, that's almost near Caprice.
Yes, very close and not far from UTV. It is not far. If you were found around Alajo, it is not far from UTV. If I should be driving, it shouldn't even take me. I can use just a few seconds to get to the even Alajo traffic light. Okay.
So, and specifically where she found me at Alajo, she didn't indicate. And the lady dropped me and left.
At the hospital? Yes,
and left because she said she felt I was those run girls someone used and dumped at the roadside. And I had my bag with me with my change of clothes because the girl, when I wore a dress. And when I was done, I had shorts and a top.
Okay.
So I changed into the shorts, and because of the oil and the spices and all that on my dress with my apron. So I had my apron wrapped and it was in a bag. I had a bag similar to this, but it was a bit bigger. And my phone and the money they paid me. They paid me an upfront amount and then they gave me the rest that very day in cash. So he took my phone and took the money.
Okay, so when you woke up, you realized that let's go to the hospital. So what happened?
Okay, when I woke up, I asked the nurses what happened. Because I woke up with a start and they were like, oh, someone brought you in. So I started thinking back and I realized I dozed off in the car. But that was it. I couldn't. So I've been hearing stories. Oh, people have been cruel. Sometimes they say in their own houses, they'll spread something on you. You sleep, they pack everything from even the mattress you sleep on it. But I felt they were just stories. But happening to me, at first I was in shock. Then I was pressed at the moment, so I told the lady I wanted to use the washroom. So when I got to the washroom, the pants I was wearing was a white short. Immediately I took off my shorts, I felt, I felt sticky. I was like, what is this? And I realized I had semen all over me. And there was dried semen in the shorts I was wearing.
Dried semen?
Yes, it was dried. The short... Okay. You know, I don't know how to describe it, but with air, with breeze, it dries. It's like starchy.
Okay.
So the shorts was dried, but I had semen, as in liquid semen, all over me when I was in the bath. I was like, what's this? So I started joining the dots together. I was like, no, someone has raped me. You
didn't think that maybe it was a discharge from you or something?
No, it wasn't a discharge, and it can't be a discharge. It was semen. I know what semen looks like. I'm not a kid. I have 3 kids. It was semen. So I came back to the ward and I told the nurses, this is what I saw. So they said, okay, they had this morning after pill or something. They called a name for it, that they'll give it to me to take to prevent pregnancy. That so far as a case of rape. And then one of the nurses told me to go to the police station and report. And I asked her, what will I tell the police? That who raped me? Here's the case. I don't know if it's the driver alone or it's even him. But when I joined the dots together, he was the only person I was in the car with.
But so you didn't report to the police?
No, I didn't.
Why?
I didn't because personally, sorry to say this, or maybe I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but our policing system is not working.
You don't trust our police system?
No, I don't at all.
With some experience you've had?
Yes, I'm being blunt here, very, very blunt and honest. I can't go back on my words and I won't go back on my words. The police system is not working because an incident happened some years back with a friend. We went to a club. By then I think I had my 3rd daughter. She was like 6 months. So she was having a birthday party. Sorry, let me just chip this in. So we went to the club at camp, XXX. We went there, and somewhere in the middle of the night, the boyfriend who was hosting the party said they left some stuff at home, so we should go and pick them up. On our way, someone accosted us. We were just 2 girls, and the girl was driving. So a guy accosted us on the way, as in blocked our way. So when we got down, he forced knife on the girl, and then took her into the bush. So I ran to the police station. From where we were to Kaswa police station wasn't that far. I ran to the police station and reported. They just told us we are prostitutes, so whatever happens to the girl is not their problem.
Because of that, you lost hope in the police system.
Very, very. As in.
Okay, so you failed to report the incident.
No, I didn't.
What happened from the hospital?
Okay, I was told to stay until Monday because their labs were closed on Sunday. So I was there till Monday morning and the labs were run because they said they wanted to be sure. How come something like that happened and I didn't know? So after the labs, they detected, if I'm not mentioning, I think chlorophyll or chlorophone. I don't know how they even.
It means you were drugged?
Yes. So they detected it in the bloodstream and they gave me some drugs and I left. I was traumatized. I had so many questions going on. I had so many things going on in my head because I've not been lucky with relationships or men or things like that.
Why do you say so?
I say so because I have 3 kids already, not married, a single mom. And here I am being raped by a random person or a taxi driver I picked, going home to rest from a hard day's work.
Don't you think if this incident was reported to the police, they could have spoken to, let's say, UTV? Maybe there could be, because on that junction there are several CCTV cameras around. Yes. And we could have tracked the taxi with the registration number or something. I never thought of that, and I never even knew there were cameras along that route until after my interview with Kofi. Okay.
I think a month into it, I went under the comment section and people were, and the negative comments I got down there, some were, they were a bit, I don't know how to.
Don't worry, let's not go there. Okay. So from the hospital, you were so sad.
Yeah, I went home. You know, it was on the 20th of December now.
Okay, so let me chip in this. How were you able to pay the bills at the hospital?
No, they didn't take anything from me.
It was free.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know if the lady paid for my drip, my infusions, but the lady who attended to me that very Sunday, I think the following morning before I did the labs, she talked to the doctor in charge. So they said they should just do the labs for me, and then they even gave me transportation to go home because I had nothing on me. Okay. And the lady who took me there didn't come back.
So when you go home, what happened? Were you staying alone? You were staying alone?
Yeah, in Tema, I was living alone.
Okay.
My kids were with my mom in Kaswa.
Okay.
So I got traumatized. I wasn't getting it right. Things were going on in my head. And it wasn't until a month later when I got to realize I was pregnant that things really, really hit me.
A month's time, you realized you were pregnant?
Yes. After the drugs, so I even went back to the car price, the admission slip, and I was asking the nurse. I didn't meet that particular nurse, but I narrated my story to one of the nurses, and he said, "Oh, that pill, it prevents pregnancy, it does this, it does that." So how come? Then she said she couldn't have guaranteed exactly what they gave me, exactly what pill they gave me. If she was the one there, she would have known what they administered. But with what they have, it's very effective. So she doesn't know how come things should pop out that way.
How did you know you were pregnant?
I'm a woman.
Yeah, I know you're a woman.
Sorry. I knew my due date and it wasn't coming, so I tried getting a test kit. I did the first one, it came out positive. I was not convinced, so I went for a second one. And then there was this family planning facility at Tema Newtown, Mary Stoops. So I waited for another month because I was not, sometimes it delays. For me personally, sometimes it even goes into the next month. Okay. So I was thinking, oh, but per what happened earlier, I suspected it was pregnancy because the test told me, but I didn't want to believe it. I was in denial. I just didn't want to believe it. So the second month got me to Mary Stoops. So I went there and they confirmed I was pregnant. And I told the lady I want to abort it because legally I'm supposed to abort that pregnancy. Yeah. And Mary Stoops is they are legalized to do such operations when it comes from rape and all that. So I talked to an elderly woman and she said we should go for a scan. They will have to determine how many months it is before they do what they will do.
And how many months was it?
It was 2 months and I think a week then.
2 months and a week.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It was after 2 months, so it should be a week or two. So we went to the scan room. We did a scan. I was on the monitor. She was asking me questions, and she was like, she can hear another heartbeat. And I said, heartbeat where? He said, the fetus is 2, meaning you are having twins, so I can't abort them for you.
Twins?
Yes. And she said she can't abort it due to personal reasons, as in her personal beliefs and all that, not because she's not a professional or she's not supposed to.
Not because she can't do it, but it has to do with her belief.
Yes, she won't do it because she feels it's wrong. That she will implore me to keep the pregnancy and have my children. Sorry.
It is well. Okay.
Sorry.
You didn't want to keep the pregnancy, right?
No, I didn't want to.
Don't cry.
I don't know what to tell my kid when he or she grows up and asks, where is daddy? I was already struggling taking care of the other 3. For the first one, she has taken another path. She's been with the grandmom since she was a kid. So
how old is the firstborn?
She's 18 now.
Okay.
The second is 16. The third is 13. So I had to go home and think about what to do and how I'm going to just do it, because my rent was supposed to even expire in February. That's that same month I realized that
was 2021.
That second month.
Yeah.
February 28th, my rent was expiring, and I didn't know where to move from there, because pregnancy comes with its own, what do you call it? I had nauseas. I wasn't okay. I couldn't even go near the fire to do my product. I do these things, and I have shops. I give it to Intema.
Okay, so you had some products. You were doing chips and nuts. You had Tom Brown. You had something like the Nkatia Boga thing.
Yeah.
You were doing it yourself.
Yes.
But now you were not able to do it.
No, because I couldn't
go close to
anything, fire. I was so weak.
So how are you getting money to take care of yourself?
The little savings I had, I started using. One thing with money, you take it, you don't replace it, it gets finished. So I decided to go back to my mom, go to Kaswa. And I wasn't having that relationship with my, not having the relationship, but it wasn't too good, because she felt she's taking care of my kids. Though I send her money almost every month, I bring foodstuffs and stuff, but expectations were high, me being the first daughter, and things didn't work out the way she thought it would, and which was no fault of mine. But still, sometimes you just have to accept the blame and move on with life, because when you continue arguing with such things, you might be the bad one, or you might be tagged the black sheep. So I just started to go along.
What was going through your mind the time that you were pregnant? What was going through your mind?
A whole lot. I did things I wasn't supposed to do. I was dating this man then, before the incident. Seth, he lives in Caprice.
Okay.
He lives not far from the missions clinic. So it's done on me, and we're together somewhere in November, before the incident in December. So, and here's a man who is almost 50 and he doesn't have a child. So I decided to pin it on him. Like, decided to give it to him.
You wanted to give the pregnancy to him?
Yes, I wanted to. But his mom was not even supportive of the relationship in the first place. His mom was very strict around him, and I don't know why a grown man like that should be always. So I tried.
But it didn't work.
No, it didn't. And I'm even glad it didn't.
He rejected.
Yes, not him, his mom.
His mom rejected the pregnancy.
Yes. His mom did.
Why did you do that? Why did you wanted to paint something to him?
Yeah.
You know definitely that was not him.
Desperate mother would do anything for their children.
You just wanted your children to come and meet a father.
Yes.
Did you ever decided, or I don't know whether it crossed your mind to commit suicide or do something to yourself?
Even now, I still have that thought. At least when it ends, everything will be over. Even now, as in my present state, I still think of it. Because it's not easy.
Okay, so fast forward,
So my mom's end,
Yeah.
I struggled. Sometimes I killed myself to do some of the notes because I can't sit home doing nothing, and then how am I going to buy baby diapers or clothes for the kids? So I tried doing it small. I had help from the community girls, some ladies around. I was so free with them.
Were they aware of the situation?
No, I didn't tell you. Even my mom.
Okay.
I didn't tell my mom because I knew how she reacts to things. I just told her the person has traveled. When the person comes, she will see him. And she bought it until I had my kids and she started insulting me, how I had bastard, how I did this, how I did that. So I was doing the chips with the Tom Brown small, and then saving up for their delivery. So God been so good. I even had them preterm. 22nd August 2021, I had them through normal birth with an HB of 9.2, which was very rare. The doctors didn't even believe it.
And you had twins?
Yes, I had the twins, a boy and a girl. It was on a Sunday, 4:30 a.m. After birth, only God knows what I've been going through.
What have you been going through? Share some of them with me.
It's not easy taking care of one child without a father, talk less of two. And especially me staying with my mom, I don't provide. I don't like buy food. I don't buy water. And she makes it a daily habit of insulting me and making me know what I'm not doing and what I'm supposed to be doing.
Your mom?
Yes, my mom. And me being the person that I am, the hardworking, the not lazy person, like I do things for myself. I don't depend. I'm independent. Like I don't depend on people to do things for me. Or I became a beggar. I'll pick up my phone, call a friend. Please help me with this. Please help me with that. And this kid, when I had them, the girl, she was underweight.
Okay.
She weighed 1.9 at birth, and the boy was weighing 2.7. So the doctors were supposed to give me some drugs and supplements for her at birth, which they didn't. So even now, just last 2 weeks, we came from Akawe. We came to Akawe. That's when I got to realize that her immune system was getting weaker by the day. So it's like almost every month we're in and out of the hospital. Almost.
How do you pay your bills?
Before a Kofi's interview, it was hard, even to feed. My mom, it got to a time, she made it so unbearable for me. I had to move out of the house and live in someone's, they call it Shesumami. It was a building he's not ready to use or rent. So we're in there. Sometimes the neighbors will cook and my kids will eat. I'll sleep hungry. And
sometimes you go to bed with no food.
Yes, most times, not sometimes, most times. I drink water and I sleep and I'm okay. So far as they have eaten.
I have a picture of your twins.
Yeah.
I don't want to show it to the camera. Okay, so those of you watching me, I'll show it to you, just that I'm going to cover their faces. Is that your children?
Yeah, that's when they were a week old.
A week old.
Yeah.
That's one also.
Yeah, some months old. I just took it one morning.
And then this.
Yeah, that's their second birthday this August.
2 years.
Yeah.
Do you have HIV?
Yes, I have.
No. Do you have HIV?
Yeah, I'm HIV positive. I'm taking ARVs. I take them every evening, 8 p.m.
How did you know you have HIV? At what point? At what point did you realize?
When the pregnancy was 5 months and 2 weeks, because after everything set in, that I knew I had to carry the pregnancy. I didn't have money to even go to antenatal. Yeah, because I was really down. I started drinking heavily just to terminate the pregnancy.
Drinking alcohol?
Yes.
Akpatashi?
Oh, don't say. I even go buy the raw myself and then do some bitters. I wouldn't want to mention names.
You just wanted to terminate the pregnancy?
Yes. Even after I was told they were twins, I was so frustrated. Even they being the twins even triggered me more, because I can't imagine one, talk less of two. So I started drinking concoctions here and there, but still, they were there. So 5 months, 2 weeks into my pregnancy, I was doing yam fries at Tema Community 1.
Okay.
Like, aside what others that I do. So there's this man who patronizes me, Joe. His name is Joe, Uncle Joe. He patronizes me a lot. Sometimes he comes with his friends and they buy 100 cedis, 200 cedis worth of yam chips and pork.
Because it was so delicious.
I can say that. So he called me one day and was like, B, where are you? So I said, I'm in Kaswa. By then I had moved from Kaswa the pregnancy was 3 months when I came to Kaswa. I had moved from Tama to Kaswa. So I said, me watch you. Well, we didn't miss a chance. My send you a coin, say. I said, Uncle Joe, I'm pregnant. He said, what's you pregnant? So, because there was about, I think, 10 friends who used to come to my joint. And 3 of them asked me out and I refused. So Uncle Joe was like, he'll make me a second wife if I would. So, we had that playful something. So I said, but now for Apple, I want you. Who got you pregnant? So later on, I told him I'll tell him later, because I was in the midst of people when he called. So later on, I narrated everything. They said, okay, come to Tema. I'll take you to my doctor at TMA, the center.
Yeah.
Tema, TMA, the small hospital there. Funny enough, I was in the lounge there when the nurse called me. It's been 2 years now. She called me today and asked me, when last did I go for my medicine? I said, I've been taking
When you came here?
Right now.
Okay.
She called me. It was a strange number. So when I answered, she said she's the nurse from TMA. I said, okay. It's been 2 years plus. He said she wanted to check on me if I've been going for my medicine. And I said, yes, I have. So when we got to the doctor, he took me to the doctor, the PA herself. So I narrated my story and she was like, okay, she'll create a folder for me. They'll take it to social welfare. But what they can do for me is after conceiving the kid, I should give the kids out for adoption. I told her I won't. That was when, it was compulsory for every pregnant woman. Because that was my very first day going for antenatal. That's after 5 months.
You didn't even have money for antenatal?
No.
Okay, so that day when he took you to the hospital, what happened?
Yeah, so they ran the necessary tests they were supposed to.
Including HIV?
Yes, it was compulsory for every pregnant woman to run it. So I was seeing them going up and down, murmuring, and I'm not, excuse me to say, I'm not dumb. I'm a very smart person. So my tests were out, the doctor saw it and everything, but nobody was talking to me. By then, Uncle Joe has left. He dropped me there and then left. He said when I was done, I should call him. I said, okay. But the murmuring and the up and downs made me know that no, something was wrong.
But did you anticipate HIV/AIDS?
I did, because that was the last test I did. After the labs and everything, the HIV they will counsel you first before you go do this particular test. It was exceptional from the other tests. As for the other urine test, the pregnant people do it. It was normal. But with the HIV test, they'll start counseling you if in case you are positive. So we're like 3 ladies who went to the lab for this particular test. When we're out, I came out first. Our results came in. I was supposed to be attended to first, but they attended to the other 2 ladies and they left before me. And for them to come to me, everybody was like, someone will go and murmur to this person. So I knew. I just knew. So the lady came in and she started like with the counseling session. And I said, Madam, just tell me what it is. Me, I already know what you guys are about. I'm not dumb. So she looked at me and she's like, a minute. So she went out and called the PA. She came and she was like, okay, so now you know you are positive. So I broke down.
When they told you have HIV?
I broke down because it is well.
Yeah.
So they started the counseling, they gave me the drugs, and I told them I was in Kaswa. So they gave me for 4 months so that I wouldn't be coming to Tema.
They gave you a medication for you to start.
One container was supposed to be for a month. It's 30 pieces in it. So I'll take one daily. And they told me when I have the kids, they might. But if I continue taking my medicines and now I've realized these kids are here to stay. Because all those 5 months, I was not going to antenatal. Antenatal was almost free then. Like, it was almost free. I could have gone, but I still had the thought of terminating the pregnancy. So they gave me the medicines, counseled me, and then I left back to Kaswa. And I said,
on your way home, what was going through your mind?
Everything and anything. I just wanted to end it. I got home, I bought diazepam, volume 10.
Diazepam?
Yeah.
For you to sleep?
No.
And not wake up again?
I took everything. I took the 10 out of the sachets. I took everything.
What happened to you?
Nothing. I just slept.
And woke up.
I woke up the following morning. It's not funny. I woke up the following morning, and my mom was like, my kids, you know, I was like drowsy when I was about to sleep. I felt drowsy, so I just told them I had a headache. So when I didn't wake up the following morning, as in earlier the usual time I used to wake up, they said they woke me up with even water. But still I was breathing. And my mom is a midwife. She's a retired midwife. So she knew I wasn't dead. But the sleep was too deep. And
you wanted to die.
What am I living for?
There is hope.
I wasn't reckless. I wasn't sleeping around.
You were not sleeping around.
No. Why should I sleep around when I have 3 kids to take care of? I wasn't. This is from no fault of mine. So why HIV? Why me? I had so many things going on, and I had.
So you think that the taxi driver who impregnated you
infected me with that? Because before that, I used to take HIV tests every 6 months. You know, I once worked with not the ACE Commission, but when I was on the Liberia camp, I've lived in the Liberia camp before some years, I think somewhere 2016, 2017. And they used to come around. I know camp is noted for prostitutes.
Yeah.
So they'll come and do this age screening and all that. And I was working with them. I recruit girls, like I bring the ladies
as a volunteer.
Yes.
Okay.
And they do blood donations, they do like a whole lot of activities. So I had this card they gave me, and I run my test every 6 months, though I knew I'm not doing anything. So I knew I was never HIV positive. I knew I had nothing in there until this incident.
So
I got home. Well, it lasted for I think 2-3 days. The suicidal thoughts, and I self-advised myself. There's nothing like self-advice. There's nothing. You can be who. There's nothing like self-advice. Advise yourself and things will be okay. Whatever people say, you would hear and it will come out of the other ear. But when you sit down and you talk to yourself, I think it's the best. It's the best advice I gave myself that day. I was like, well, even if I'm positive, I pray the kids are not. At least one thing I know about childbirth is you go through the hustle and tussle of it, but immediately you see your child, there's that relief, there's that joy and everything. So I thought, well, there are two. Even if not anything at all, even if I'm supposed to die after their birth, or maybe I couldn't live after their birth, I knew I experienced something like this. So I advised myself and started taking my medication. I didn't tell anybody. my mom sees them and I said, oh, it's supplements they gave me at the hospital. I took them and then thankfully I had them, and that very day they wouldn't know if they were positive or negative, but they gave me something for them too, because I was breastfeeding. I told the nurses I would want to breastfeed them, so I breastfed them for 1.5 years. We ran the first test, it was negative. We did the second when they were 1 year 9 months, it was negative, and I just did the third one 2 weeks ago.
Is your mother aware you have HIV?
Now she would be aware because she has watched my interview on Kofi TV.
So she's aware you have HIV?
She should be aware by now. She's not speaking with me. I've left the house and I'm somewhere else. But we are in the same suburb. We're in the same Opekuma. But she's somewhere, I'm somewhere else. She requests for her grandkids. They go visit. They come back home. But she's not in talking terms with me.
How do you feel when you see your twins?
They are my everything. They are those kids. They make me cry and laugh at the same time. So they are a handful. It's not easy when someone tells you Boko Center forward, that person needs a slap. It's not easy. Giving birth to twins and taking care of twins single-handedly. Those who have both parents are lucky.
But I want to know the thoughts that goes through your mind anytime you see them.
Oh, on the normal, like in my daily activities, I'll say I'm happy I didn't, or they didn't come out when I tried, because I don't know what I didn't drink on those kids, and I even beg them sometimes. I apologize to them. Seriously, I apologize. And for me, I wouldn't say I'm not a Christian, but I'm a free thinker. I'm someone who believes in the universe. I'm like, I don't know. I'm neutral. I don't belong to any religious entity to say I'm not a traditionalist. I go to church, but I'm not the Christian as in the Hebaba type. I pray to God. I know God exists. I know He's my creator. I pray to Him, or I ask Him stuff. I talk to Him like a normal person. And if the tongues and all those things defines what Christian, or defines our relationship with God, I think some of us, God will not answer our prayers.
Would you want to see this man who impregnated you and infected you with HIV one day?
That is if he's still alive.
Why? You think he's dead?
He might be.
Why do you think so?
Kama is a bitch. Kama is not like me. Kama doesn't care. And there's nothing like you go and take your judgment day or whatever. Judgment is right here on this earth. That is if he's still alive. Because my tears, the pains, the cry, the curses, the stuff I say out of my mouth, sometimes when I wake up early morning without even brushing my teeth.
You curse him.
Oh, of course.
What if one day he appears and tells you he's sorry?
Till then,
will you forgive him?
Who am I not to? But there are precautions. There'll be. I don't know. I don't even want to go there, because I don't even believe it will come to pass, or something like that will happen.
You think you never see him?
And I don't even want to.
If you see him, what would you do?
Nothing. Funny enough, it's like I've not thought of it, but it's now that you asked. Nothing. I won't do anything. You know, when I get angry, I laugh. That's one thing my kids notice. When I get angry, I start shaking all over and then I laugh. And when I laugh, the tension goes down. So maybe I might just laugh it off. I might just, because if I should get angry and do what an angry woman, or use what I've gone through to react, maybe I would kill and I would be imprisoned. So the best thing, maybe I'll just take him for a joke. Like,
are you seeing another man now?
No.
No. You are so young.
I am, but why should I? It's just 2 years. And why a man? Why not work and take care of my kids? Why not?
You are not interested in men?
No. Right now, I'm even with this Odo University. Someone registered me in Odo University with Auntie Odo. This lady has a dating. I don't know.
If someone wants to get married to you, are you ready?
With my status?
Yes.
I'm not ready, but maybe with time I might get ready.
Why you think nobody will love you?
Oh, for love is a broad thing, no.
Trust me, if I should put your face on my platform, the way the men will rush you, because you are sitting here, you are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That's a compliment.
Yes, if I should put your face on, I'm telling you, if I should put your face on, just that I don't want to. My boss says I shouldn't put your face on. Like if I should put your face on, the way they will rush you. What if someone wants to get married to you?
We'll get to that bridge, we'll cross it. For me right now, what I really need is something to do to take care of my kids.
Okay.
Because after Kofi's interview, the main reason why I reached out to you, you know, people from the diaspora called a lot and helped a lot. But where I was staying was a dilapidated place. The doors were not, what do you call it? So I had to renovate. Someone specifically gave me 5,000 cedis to renovate the place, at least for the safety of the kids. So I did that, sent videos and pictures to him so that he would know I used the money for what he asked me to. And then with the little funds I had later on, I saved up some and opened a kiddie safe account for them. I got a shop. I rented a shop. I bought a bill of used clothing, but it was curtains. I bought curtains because I wanted to do used clothing because December is somewhere around the corner. But the shop I got is so big, I would want to use half of it for maybe a small grill or pub. Then I'll use the other half for the clothing. So it's almost like me going back to square one. It's like from hand to mouth because you can't be spending money when you're not replacing it.
Okay.
So the little I had from the donations from
your previous interview
is what I've done. My second, the third one before the twins, she dropped out of school because of finances. So when things started coming in, I've enrolled her in a different school. She's in school now, and you know her books. It's like a whole lot because single-handedly it's not easy, and I can't take people's help or people's benevolence for granted. I can't do that. So I made sure I made use of the money they gave me. So now I have a shop. So I just want something that I can start up with.
Something like?
Capital that I can start up a business with. Because I don't know how to say it. It's a long journey. Those kids will not grow overnight. They are just 2. And from 2 years to when they are done with school, that's about some 15, 20 years to come. And it can't be easy if I'm not doing anything. I can't just sit home, do
so
nothing.
You need help.
Yes.
Do you sometimes think about how your kids are going to grow one day and ask you, Mommy, where is Daddy? Do you sometimes think about it?
Eventually, I know they would ask. Maybe by then I would have gotten a father for them.
So you are not worried about that?
At all.
Okay.
Unless someone will tell them later on that he is not your biological father. But that person will have me to contend with.
Okay. Now you need help.
Yes, I do.
So people should help you.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say?
Yes, a lot. But let me just make it...
No, whatever you want to talk about. Okay. Just go ahead.
I would blame myself for negligence, one. Why? Because that very dawn, that 12:10, 12:20, if I'd looked at the car number, taken a picture of it, sent it to a friend, or maybe better still, engaged in some conversation with the driver, which could have kept me awake. Sometimes those things help. When you feel, it's in the middle of the night, not middle per se, but it's midnight. I've taken a cab, I'm going somewhere. Because I was reserved at the back, I wasn't talking with anybody, or I wasn't really interactive, things took a different turn. I could have prevented that sleep if I was interactive with the driver, or maybe if I don't know. Yeah, that's the only thing, because he was the only person in the car.
Okay.
Maybe if we were talking, things wouldn't have taken that thing. And one other thing too, I'm grateful to God for is I could have been killed. He could have been a serial murderer or something. So our advice, the general public, when you pick a cab, now you know Ubers and Bolts are on the, what do you call it? Even that, it's not safe. So you can now, smartphone is everywhere. Google is having our maps running and all that. So the best thing for you to do when you take a cab is, if you've not taken the number plate at all, share your location with someone or share your route with someone, so that when something happens en route or something happens on that particular way, someone would know, oh, this person told me they were en route going to this place, or in so and so car, or with this car number. And when you stop a taxi and you want to take the number plates picture or something, the driver opposes, just let him go.
Okay.
Yes, just let him go. We just have to be careful. A whole lot is happening, a whole lot. I've been hearing the stories and I was like, oh, how would you sleep? Someone will come and carry your things and you're not here.
You thought it was far away from you.
Yes, but everybody could be a victim. Everybody is vulnerable to stuff like this. Don't think yourself a superhero or someone who can't be a victim. You can.
Okay.
You can, because no matter how careful you are, there are certain times or certain places where you get vulnerable. So to prevent all these things, try sharing your drive with someone, or maybe take a picture of the number plates, if possible, even the driver.
Okay.
Yes.
Find a way of taking the driver's picture.
Find a way. Find a way.
Is that all you want to say?
And one other thing, let me use this platform and say this before it's too late. For me, I've realized one thing about this whole HIV thing. Gone are the days when you have HIV, you have AIDS. HIV is not AIDS. HIV is a virus. AIDS is the end result of HIV when you don't take care of yourself or you don't take your pills.
Okay.
ARVs are here and they are doing a whole lot, because I breastfed those kids for 1.5 months ignorantly. I was supposed to do it for just 6 months. The nurses never educated me. Nobody told me. And I never knew. I was taking my medications, giving DS to them. I only gave DS to them for 2 months. So it was supposed to be 3 months, but I didn't go back for the 3rd month dose. So HIV is not like death sentence anymore. First, when they say someone is HIV positive or the person has AIDS, and even with me, just after the interview, I guess people started saying, oh, yes, when you're AIDS, yes, when you're AIDS. I'm saying, AIDS, time will tell. If I would look like an
But
AIDS
you've not
patient.
got into the stage of AIDS.
No, I am HIV positive, not an AIDS patient. I have not gotten there, and I can't get there. When you take your drugs, when you find, and you know, status checking is very, 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 very important. Check your status once, maybe once in every, or 4 times in a year. That's quarterly.
Yeah.
Every 3 months, try as much as possible and check your status. Anybody and everybody is prone to this. Sometimes it could be even from our hospitals. Some unsterilized needles or stuff could be used. It's not just sex. It's not just sexually that you contract these things. It could be a razor blade somewhere. It could be a glass cutting someone who is infected, and then you get into contact with that. So please, our advice, check your status. And when you're positive, it's not the end of the way, of the road. It's not the end. Just take your drugs, live a healthy living, surround yourself with good people, because they help. For me, I don't have friends, but at least my kids now are my friends. My kids, the 4 of them.
Okay. But people still stigmatize you.
They can't say it to my face. They say it behind me.
And you've been hearing it.
I've been hearing, and when I hear it, I'll come and ask you. Me, I'm the blunt type. I'm an IKEA. Today is my what do you call it? You do the thing, I tell you I'm done with it. So, and when, after the interview, I think the interview was on the 2nd of August. On the 6th, someone said it, and I heard it from another person. So I went to her house and I asked her, when I was sitting there, Menya is, when I was a doctor now would diagnose me. It's like I gave it to her here and there. So she started warning people. When him now cancer BB is or chua. So, and those same people eat my food. I cook. I like. I'm healthy. I'm not. And mostly when I'm home cooking, I wear gloves. Okay. Because the knife can cut me or anything, and I don't want infecting food my children will eat with anything.
So you are just careful.
I'm just careful. I'm taking precautions. I'm taking measures that I make sure people around me don't get infected. And with mine, it's at an early stage, and I'm taking my drugs, so it's not active like, because it was just 5 months into my pregnancy I realized. So it's very young. It's not active, and with the ARVs, it's suppressing it every blessed day.
Okay.
Suppressing it every blessed. So check your status and be careful out there.
Now you need to set up yourself, as you mentioned. So we are appealing to people. Please, if you are watching us anywhere you are watching us, we are dropping a number on the screen. Kindly let it touch your heart, whatever amount you want to support us with, so that we'll be able to set her up. She has a place. She wants to start selling something, doing something for herself. She has also plans of going around and educating people. Is that it? Yeah. Yes.
If I have the platforms or
so
what do you call it?
If you want to support, please, our doors are open. We'll drop a number on the screen right now. The number is there, so you can just get in touch and then we'll connect you to her. And taxi driver, definitely I know you are going to see and watch this video. Wherever you are, please, I want to hear from you. Mr. Driver, you picked a lady in December 19th, right?
Yeah, it was the dawn of the 20th.
You picked a lady at dawn around UTV, Abeka Junction. You were a taxi driver. If you are related to this taxi driver, he has shared this with you. And some of these men will go and share with friends. Oh, I'm a fan. Me dear, Joe be fan. If you are not die, I want to talk to you. So, driver, if you are watching me, if you have seen this video, please kindly get in touch with me wherever you are. You've caused pain. You've caused a lot of things. B, if the driver is watching you now, what do you want to tell him?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I just don't want to go there. I'm like, I've cried though. I've cried. I've never cried my whole life over something like this particular thing. I woke up sometimes at dawn to maybe wee or something, and then when I come back to say I can't sleep, I'll just sit and cry.
Over this driver?
Yes, because the things I go through. Now I have BP. I'm even taking BP drugs.
Because of this issue?
Yes. I'll show you my blood pressure level just of yesterday. 151/119. Yesterday morning. I have blood pressure. I have HIV. I don't have anything to tell you.
Okay, Bibi.
Yes.
I want us to end this interview.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm glad you sent me a message, and I'm glad you came.
Thank you too.
Yeah. Definitely, we are hoping that people will watch this video. One, the education part will sync well with people, and the support we need for you will also come. That is one thing I believe in. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too for having me.
Yes, so please, if you have just watched us, we spoke to this lady. She's been through a lot. If you want to support her, we are dropping a number on the screen right now. We'll be glad to take whatever amount you want to support with. And before I end the interview, please, taxi driver, as for her, she doesn't want to see you, but I want to see you. If you are the taxi driver that picked a lady 19th December 2020, the lady told you she's going to Tema. She later woke up 20th December, which was a Sunday, in the hospital. You raped her. I don't know. You raped her. Okay. So we are dropping our numbers on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. If you're on any of our social media platforms, you like, you follow. If it is YouTube, you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.